Today, I will share with you my framework, that's Junaed's framework, regarding how to do well in a job interview. I'm Junaed, working as a senior cloud software engineer. My framework has 4 steps. The first step is tell, that is, tell me about yourself. When you go to an interview, at first the interviewer will ask you, please tell me about yourself, or please introduce yourself. Most of the people just say their name, where they are coming from, where they studied, only this kind of information. But that's totally wrong. When you will tell about yourself in a job interview, you should create an impression that you are the perfect match for this position. You should tell in a way so that the interviewer understands that you are the best person for this job. You are a perfect match for this job. So the interviewer will think, yes, if we give a chance to this person, then he or she will do a really good job. So you should tell about yourself in a way so that it matches with the requirement of the job, and you should also tell some other things which are not mentioned in the job description, but those add a lot of value. I will share with you that how do I tell about myself. I use almost 10 minutes to tell about myself. That's because I have a lot of experience, but those who are fresher or mid-level, they might not have so much information, but you should tell about yourself maybe at least 5 minutes, even if you are fresher. I'll share a framework with you or a template with you so that those you are senior or most experienced, you can use that template. And I will also share a template for the freshers. A lot of time freshers say that, hey, how can I tell about myself? I'm just a fresher, I just finished my studies, I don't have that much experience. But no worries, I'll share a template for both freshers and more experienced people. So in my course, you'll find those 2 templates. So follow me on my course. And I will also show the exact example. How do I tell about myself? So you can also take some idea from that. How do I tell about myself? Okay. I hope that will help a lot. Next point is discuss. You have to discuss during the interview. I had a very wrong concept regarding the interview. I thought that the interviewer will ask me questions like, can you do that? Can you do these? A lot of things, and he will try to find out my skill set. He will try to find out what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. But in the interview, it is my job to convince the interviewer that I am a perfect match for this job. So I will show him that I have a lot of knowledge. I will show him that I have a lot of experience, and I will prove that I'm the type of person they are looking for. I can deliver the job. I'll show my knowledge depth. I'll show my knowledge breadth. And this is all very, very important to show that I have a lot of knowledge or in-depth knowledge in some areas, and a lot of things I don't have a lot of knowledge, but I know at least those things exist on a surface level. And this discussion is also very, very important because in the real life, I'll discuss with my colleagues, right? I will not jump in a problem directly. So this discussion shows that I will be a good team player. I will be a good colleague as well. And I can also think. And one another aspect is in a job interview, before you go in a job interview, you read the job description and it mentions so many things. And uh, if you want to highlight all the things in a job interview, then it's not possible in 1 hour interview, right? So you have to focus on the key points and which are the most important thing for this position. It's very hard to guess, right? For example, if you are a software engineer, and if you read the job description, there are so many things mentioned there. But when you go in the interview and you start discussing with them, then maybe you will find that their need is to have a senior member who can mentor other colleagues, who can guide the team. So in that case, you will start focusing on your qualities, that you can guide a team, you can mentor the team, or if you find that the software has a lot of bugs and they want to stabilize the code base of the software, and so that they have to refactor a lot of code. So that means that they want someone who can refactor the code, who can do a lot of debugging, who can go very deep, and who can write clean codes. In that case, you will focus on those areas, right? So you see, on the interview, you will discuss with the interviewer and you will try to find out what's their most pressing problem, and you can focus that you know those stuffs. Another thing is you should drive the discussion towards your strength point, because if the discussion or the questions goes to one direction where you don't have that much expertise, then you will look some kind of I don't know, you'll not look so good in the interview, right? So you should drive your discussion in a way, in the direction where you have much more strength. But no worries, in my course, I will show that how to drive the discussion. I'll give you some steps so that you can drive the discussion towards your strength point. You can discuss and find and how to discuss and find out what are the most important things for this position. And you should also try to learn about the company, learn about the team, because in the end you will decide whether if you get a job offer, then you will decide whether you will join this company or not. So you should try to collect as more information possible, as much information possible about themselves as well. So how to do those things, how to drive the discussion, and how to prove yourself that you have that knowledge, I will show those things in my course in detail. Here I'm only covering the steps of the framework, so I'm not going too much detail, but no worries, in the course I'll have a step-by-step guides and the questions you can ask and a lot of examples. Then the third point is ask. Ask means ask good questions in the end to prove yourself again, because at the end of the interview they will ask you, hey, do you have any questions for us? And unfortunately, most of the people just say that, no, I don't have any question, or they ask some very trivial 1 or 2 questions, but that's not good. You should have some questions prepared. The reason is, number one, to prove yourself once again that you have all the qualities for this job. Even if you had that discussion, you had 1 hour long interview, but still the interviewer might be confused about yourself. So you should ask some questions, and you, with the answer of those questions, you can prove once again yourself. I will show you which questions to ask and how to answer those. And another thing is, if you get a job offer from this company, you have to take a decision whether you will join this company or not. Is it a good match for your career path? So you also have to get a lot more information about themselves, and you should ask a couple of questions using that you can understand, is this company matches with your career guideline, career path, or career or not, right? I'll show which questions to ask in my course in detail. Then the last part is motivated. So you have to show that you are highly motivated for this company or the project or the challenges they're facing. Because if you are not motivated, even if you have a lot of qualities, you have a lot of skill set, but if you are not motivated, that means if you join the company, maybe you will leave very soon. So the company wants someone who is motivated to solve these challenges, to solve these problems, who is motivated for this position or the company. So you have to show that you are motivated, right? A lot of time you are very motivated, you are very excited for this job, but if you can't express that, then the interviewer, he has no way to know that you are motivated for this job, right? You have to show that you are motivated. So how can you show your motivation? I'll cover those in some detail in my course. So as I said before, that here I'm covering only the framework. I'm not going in too much detail, but in my course I'll discuss all the points in much more detail. So I hope to see you there. Have a nice day.